All right, welcome everyone to 2022. My name is Jacob, and today we'll be going through the 2022 rollover. So, to begin, we need to prepare our patrons first, the ones that are still on the system. So, we're jumping down to via the system menu, down to configuration, and into global functions. Here we will select patron. We'll just select move patrons by classification and then click open. Then we want to just click search. This will select all our students. So first up, if you just want to do students specifically and no teachers, we want to select the class grades we want to change. So we want to change 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we click search. This will list all students in those class grades. However, for my example today, I will just use everyone on my database. So I want to change all their class grades and homerooms to left 2021. So we'll click change, and then we'll pop up this thing down here, and just a homeroom, and then class grade overwrite, and we will select left 2021. And you might have this class grade already, but if not, you'll just hit the plus sign to create it, but if you do, it will appear here. The same thing for homeroom, left 2021, and as you see, no result. So I just click the plus sign and it will create it. Click OK, and it's created. So now I move all my patrons on the database to left 2021, homeroom, and class grade. Click update, and then click confirm. That's it. That's step 1 done. All my students are now in a different class grade and homeroom. So now when we use the importing tool, it'll be easier and will just work. So the next step is to go back to the system menu, down into patron, and then you want to click Smart Patron Import. Now, before we do the import, you do need to prepare a CSV file. I will bring one up here myself. What you need in the file. To load. Alrighty. So, a CSV file will have something like this. And these are all mandatory fields. The only optional one for students is email, but everything else is needed. You'll need a username, E-level, this will be used for classification, role class, this will be used for homeroom, preferred given and family name, and some sort of unique enrollment ID, maybe a student number or such or other. Once you have these fields selected and in a CSV file, we can go ahead and upload this through our Smart Patron import. So I will click upload file. Now it has header. Before I get into upload file, it has header button. Now if your CSV file has a header right here, so like this one does, so I'll be using this, you'll click has header. If not, you will not click it. Just uncheck it if you don't have this right here. I'll click upload file, find it, patron import sample file, open that up, and here it's listed in the template mapping tool. Now, the template mapping tool has some ability to guess what your header relates to. So it realizes that year is classification, role class is homeroom, username will match as a username, and email address is matched as the email address. However, it hasn't matched preferred given name, family name, and enrollment ID. So simple enough, we'll just click on the bottom arrow key down here, down arrow key, and we want to find, this will be first name. So we can just search up first name, type it in, then click first name. As you see, the column color has changed, noting that we have made a change. Family name, we want to look for surname. Click on surname, change has been accepted. And then same here, this will be for a barcode. So our unique identifier will be used as our barcode. And done. Now, for example, let's say if you wanted to have your email address equal to your enrollment ID. You didn't want this to be your enrollment ID. You can have fields equal multiple things. So for example, to first remove barcode from here, all you have to do is look it up again and then tick it. And we scroll over to email. You can also type in barcode, and now the email address will be used for barcode and email. For this example though, I'll just keep things simple. Remove barcode from here and then bring it back in enrollment ID. Like that. Then we'll click next step. Now, because all these patrons in this sample file are already in the system, we will see update. So we'll match the barcode to the barcode. And if it finds it in the system, also updated. Now, if there is a new student in this thing, this green color will be instead red, and update will say new. I think I'll have an example in the sample file just to show you that. But as you can see, we have some changes made. Our current value for homeroom classification are left 2021, and now they've been changed to 12D and 12 for this student here. As we'll go through the entire list of your CSV file, everything, their homeroom classification will be updated to the new one. And so, say for example, your year 12 students who have moved on, finished school, they will remain in left 2021. And for everyone else, years 11 will go to year 12, year 7s will go to year 8, and then any new student will also be added in. And then any other students that either left the school will also remain in the left 2021 category. So once we're happy with these changes, we can go ahead and click Perform Changes. Now we need to find the security code, and this can be done by going up in the System menu, right-clicking a mailbox, and then I like to select Open Link in New Tab. This will make it appear at the top here. I select that. Go down to the System tab, top one, then we have our code there, and all we need to do is highlight it, right click and click copy. Go back to the Patron Import tab and then paste the code in. And then it'll just show a message saying this import can't be undone. Once you're happy to perform the operation, we click OK. And then the process begins. If any new homerooms are in these CSV files, it'll go ahead and create them. Any new patrons, it'll go ahead and create them. And once it's finished, it'll tell you if it's been successful. You can also click recheck, or if you want to just verify it, or click go back. You can do a rollback. So if I click go back and don't like these changes, I can go ahead and click roll back, and that will revert all the processes and start again. This Patron import has been done. And once that's been done, we can go ahead and next up is checking loan limits and borrowing dates. So we'll jump into configuration and then go into authority editor. So loan limits and borrowing dates. Down in authority editor, we'll go down to class grade. We have our new class grade. So open this up. And one thing that needs to be changed is your final borrow and expiry date. And mine have already been changed for 2022, but if they still say 2021, then there'll be errors when you're trying to do circulation. All you have to do is jump into here and change the date, either up here, we can change it to 2023 if you wanted to, one number, and we have to do these for all our class grades. For the second one, we don't have any, we need to create some. So last date will be, what you can do is just select a date, just edit it after the fact, like that. And for loan limits, again, open up year 7 again. Make sure they are correct, as anyone in the year 7 class grade will have their loan limits as this. This is always a good time to always go back and check on that. That's the loan limits and borrowing dates done. Additionally, you also have to go into loan types. And make sure these are also correct, because if I don't have fortnightly, it also contains a final borrow date. So to change that, we'll just click the pencil icon, and then we can change the date as so. We'll just change this to 2023 for this. So we know that it's all good. Click save, and do that for everyone that you use. So overnight, make sure final borrow is 2022, or a date that you'd like. And then finally, before you say want to delete all patrons that are not in your school anymore, you can report on them. So if I go into reports and go into patron, I can do patron by classification. And then I can look up the left 2021 classification, click generate. And these are all the students still in the left 2021 category. So if you created this list, it will show primarily year 12s and any other student that has left. This gives you the ability to report on students. So for example, I'll still report on students who have left. So for example, I can go into say overdues. I can do overdues by homeroom and then look up left 2021 and click left 2021. Because no one is in actually remaining there or in share anything, so I can just change this to class grade. Class grade 1. Click generate. And if any books are still overdue by these students, I can actually bring them up. I can see which loans are still out, and if they haven't returned them, I can either follow them up with, say, an overdue letter, or I can then mark the book as lost or missing due to it still being borrowed and never returned. So this gives you the ability to still report on students who have left the school. But if you're happy with deleting students, you can then go ahead and delete them. A quick way to do that is through configuration, label functions, patron, move patrons by classification. Same thing as we did before. Just look up left 2021, click search. All I have to do is hit delete by filter. And once you click this, it will delete everyone remaining in that class grade and they're off your system. Now, if you do this, you won't be able to report on them anymore. You won't be able to do overdue reports or the such. And that's it. That's the rollover for 2022 in a nutshell. For a quick recap of it all, first thing that we need to do is, I'll go back to the homepage. First thing we need to do is go into configuration, label functions, go into patron, move patrons by classification, look up all your students, click search, click change, and then move your students to the left 2021 category, and also the homeroom left 2021 category. And if your homeroom doesn't exist, go ahead and create it, click OK. Then you click update to make the changes go through. After that, it should prepare your .csv file. Make sure it has a unique ID, such as enrollment ID, their preferred family name or given name, surname and first name, their homeroom, their year level, a username for them, and their email address. Now, this is optional. You do not need this for a student, but for a teacher, you do. Once your CSV file is ready to go ahead and jump into patrons and then into Smart Patron Import. Make sure has header is ticked if your CSV file has a header. Open the CSV file up, start the import process, map your header icons or header values to the what's shown. So this is first name, surname, and the barcode. System will tell you that everything's ready to go. Click next. Confirm the changes on this screen here, or if you're happy with everything, go ahead and click perform changes. You then need to find the security code, which is located in your mailbox. make sure you open this in a new tab or a new window. As it states here, please leave this page open. So you can do that by right-clicking Mailbox and selecting Open in a new tab. Go into the System tab, open it up, copy the code, paste it in, click Confirm, click OK. Other changes go through, and the Patron import is done. Then we can check the in Authority Editor. So I'll go back to the home page. Go into Configuration, check Authority Editor. And we need to confirm our loan limits and expiry and borrowing dates are up to date. So first I'm going to class grade, check each class grade, and make sure final borrow and expiry are up to date. And then finally we're going to copy, loan type, and make sure our loan types are also up to date. You can also then report on the left categories by patrons by classification, and then typing in just left 21, and we can find out who's remaining in the class. And additionally, we can also check things such as overdues. Hold on left 2021, and we can still see who has books and whatnot overdue. And then finally, if you do want to delete patrons, configuration, global functions, patron, delete patrons by classification, delete left 21, click search, then click delete. That's it. That is how you do the 2022 rollover. Hope this has been helpful. Hopefully everyone has a great start to the year, and looking forward to what's happening next. All right, that's it for me. Bye for now.